All right. Hello again. This is lesson 2.3. We're going to continue on from our last lesson. In the last lesson, we were discussing the California mission system. And if you attended the mission, you have an idea of what life was kind of like, right? Um, we've heard master narratives in the field trip, so now we're going to dive into the primary sources, and perhaps check out some counter narratives that tell us about the mission life. So by now you should have done your do now. At this time, make sure you pull out your 2.3 guided notes. In your modules, I've already clicked in the 2.3 guided notes, but this is actually going to be called, instead of the guided notes, I called this the practice, because we will be practicing with primary sources. So when you click on that, you're going to use the primary sources to document to practice how to use sources to interpret life under the California mission system. So when you click on this, you will have this document. The lesson today is not much of me talking. Instead, you're going to be the one looking at these sources. So in this next sources, you will choose one source. Oh, this is not right. You'll choose one primary source. Oops, typo. You'll choose one primary source to analyze in order to help you understand the life under the California mission system. Then you are going to do the reflection and you're going to submit this on Canvas. So you're only going to choose one, document A or document B, and then followed by your reflection. So let's go on to our question of our unit, and we are asking ourselves, how have Indigenous people been historically dehumanized by colonialism in California? So we are focusing on the mission system in California. So we saw this document in the mission. If you didn't attend yet, this is a primary source. It's an illustration. Does it show the date? It doesn't. So this is an engraved illustration of the missionary R.P. Narcisco Duran with an indigenous child. And from what I have learned, this man actually taught music to the indigenous people. And this is his image. And then in the questions in the document, you're going to answer, how would you describe what is going on in this illustration? Why might the indigenous child and missionary be illustrated in this manner? What might tell us about the missing period? So we're going to actually do this together just because we're going to get some practice. So in this document, if I look at this, I would describe in this illustration, let's go back. So when you are describing images, you're just pretty much being super straightforward. So I see a priest. Let's go back to the image. So you seems like the priest is giving some type of fruit to the Poloni child. The child seems very timid, I would say, right? Like in the way she's standing. And he seems, and I also noticed in the mission, I saw this chair. I don't know if that was a chair that they had there, but it just seems like he's just sitting on this chair, maybe at the entrance. I also noticed that the priest is sitting on a chair. right? And from what I understand, yeah, on a chair in front of the entrance. Entrance. Okay. Why might the Indigenous child missionary be illustrated in this manner? What might tell us about the missing mission period? So in here, you are being very just, this is your opinion. It has to be a logical explanation. I think this illustration was done in this manner to portray that the mission system cared for the well-being of people and welcome them, right? It just feels welcome them. It just feels like he was very welcoming because he's sitting in front of the door. Kind of like when I greet you at the front of the door in my classroom, he's like sitting there and like, ah, just waiting to see who comes. And it's a sign of like, of welcome. All right. So what you're going to do, so write this on in your notes, and now you are going to read this document, and these are letters written by the priest about the conditions in California missions. You're going to read 1, you're going to read 2, and then you're going to read 3. After you read those, you are going to again do this very similar to what we did. You're going to answer these questions. After reading Father Rora's letters, how does he describe mission conditions? Does it support your understanding of the first illustration? Father describes a mission condition as, and make sure you are using words from here. So you're citing the words. What claims does Fairman Lawson make in defense of the treatment of Indians in the missions? What is his perspective of California natives? Cite some of the exact language. Father Lawson writes that he agrees with how people are treated at the mission because he mentioned, so you are using exact words from here to support your answer. Okay, that is it. When you're done, you're going to do your reflection piece. Once that is complete and you turn it in, you are good to go to the exit ticket. And then if you master 80% or better, you are good to go to the next lesson, okay? All right, you have any other questions? Just check in with me. Bye, folks.